Judge rules Trump administration must restore $500 million in funding to UCLA. Judge has ordered the Trump administration to restore $500 million in federal grant funding to UCLA. AP reporting, U.S. District Judge Rita Lin, San Francisco, granted a preliminary injunction on Monday, stating the government likely violated the Administrative Procedure Act, which requires specific procedures and explanations for federal funding cuts. Due process, right? Here we are again. Instead, government informed UCLA in generalized form letters that multiple grants from various agencies were being suspended, but offered no specific details. August, UCLA announced that the Trump administration had suspended $584 million in federal grants over allegations of civil rights violations related to anti-Semitism and affirmative action. Go by the new definition, their new definition of affirmative action. Okay, they're not, no, you didn't hear me wrong. It's this whole convoluted thing they're doing. Lin issued a ruling later that month. It resulted in $81 million in grants from the National Science Foundation being restored to UCLA. She ruled those cuts had violated a June preliminary injunction, where she ordered the National Science Foundation to restore dozens of grants that it had terminated at the University of California, which operates 10 campuses across the state. Trump administration proposed to settle its investigation into UCLA. Wait for it. Through a $1 billion payment from the institution. Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsom has called it an extortion attempt. Yes, UCLA has said that such a large payment would devastate the institution. Monday's ruling concerns hundreds of medical research grants from the National Institutes of Health that include studies into Parkinson's disease, cancer recovery, cell regeneration, and nerves, other areas that campus leaders argue are pivotal for improving the health of Americans. UCLA is the first public university whose federal grants have been targeted by the administration over allegations of civil rights violations related to anti-Semitism and affirmative action. So, in this case, we'll call him Captain Governor Obvious, Gavin Newsom, when he says this is an extortion attempt. He's right. This time they say, what more harm can we do to everyday Americans? What more can we do? Let's start with the public ones. Forget Harvard. Let's attack some other ones. Why don't you break it down for us, Elliot?
I mean, it does seem like another, if not the latest example of just kind of this anti-intellectual, anti-education fad that this Trump, and really not even a fad. I mean, this goes way back in the 20th century. I know they were doing with universities in California. They were upset with protests that were happening against the Vietnam War. It's one of the reasons that we have such a student loan problem in this country, because they decided to make it so that people couldn't afford to go to college because they didn't want an educated proletariat. So this is, I think, par for the course for them. I think anytime students are going to be speaking out, they're going to want to go after it. I also think it's a great, it's great politics for them. It tells their base that these institutions are just terrible, and that they're breeding grounds for all this anti-Semitism, and it further instills in their voters this idea, and then they vote on that idea. So it's really frustrating to see, because these are grants that are being used for actually really important things, and this is where a lot of breakthroughs actually do happen in this realm of science on colleges. So I think that, or on college campuses. So when they're doing this, they are hurting, like the ramifications are like a butterfly effect, and they're going to keep happening. And I wish people would sort of like look into the actual history of them doing this. This is like a playbook for them, basically. So it's very frustrating.
And it's a game. It's like almost like a video game.
Totally.
Whatever can give him that high, the dear leader. That's what he does. And it
Yeah.
depends on how he woke up, or if the Diet Cokes ran out, or if they can't play that opera music that in the first administration there was reporting it would calm him down instantly. Just blast that. It'll give us a short
Yeah.
reprieve.
We should all just start playing opera music out of our cars when we're driving around, and maybe the collective effect will have sort of.
Hypnotize
Actually,
it.
that's probably not a bad idea now that I think about it. I'll
I
start
think you're
doing that.
right.
So, yeah.
The greater good